Knock, knock. Okay, I've got the perfect one for this. Like a drowned man, a fool and a madman, one draft above heat makes him a fool, the second mads him, the third drowns him.
Oh.
12th night. You out of all people should know that. I'm okay, thank you. How's your head? I see you're being very productive.
Can you just give me a second to wake up? I can't even hear you right now, but I can just tell you're being a dick.
Nice to see you too. What time do you call this then?
Fuck!
Yep.
Shit, I was writing. Big deadline. Slightly takes precedent. Oh, you wouldn't be feeling neglected, would you, big brother?
Untitled Whodunit by Felix Baum. Very postmodern title. Well, I hope it was worth it. It was one of those restaurants that charges you even if you don't show up.
Sorry, I lost track of... How much was it? I'll pay you back if I haven't. I was looking forward to seeing you two. Sorry.
It's fine, it's done now. Just thought I'd check up and make sure you didn't drown yourself. Is that chicken soup? Oh, that's where I put it! Oh. Why is it in a bucket?
Dishwasher's broken.
You know you can wash dishes manually, right? Actually, we are going to tidy this place up. It is really starting to bother me.
Oh, I'm sorry, brother mine. Does my youthful, degenerate lifestyle bother your subtle family values?
It does, actually, considerably so. Oh. Please.
How's Tess?
She's fine. Thank you. She's working a lot, but yeah, she's fine.
Oh, actually, let me see your wallet.
There has to be a more polite way to ask for money, bro.
I want to see if you reach that age where you have pictures of your kids in there. Come on. I knew it. My God, you're so cliche.
Oh, I apologize dearly for loving my children.
You're forgiven. They're cute. Tell you what, the freckles are a really nice touch.
You say that as if I added them on.
I mean, you made them. Anyways, how's our corporate overlords doing?
Work is fine, thank you for asking.
Well, tell me, how does it feel to be able to say, hey, you know that completely out of touch, rich douchebag I work for that has so much money he doesn't even know what to do with it? Yeah, I made him another $1 million this year. I wonder, is there a sense of pride there? Man, oh, that caviar sure must be nice.
You mean the nappies and the mortgage? Yes, they are a must.
Forgive my ignorance, you're right. You're doing it for the peeps. They have a great dad. Seriously. You know what? Actually, you have my full support. You have my stamp of approval to keep exploiting our capitalist market for your own personal gain. For the children!
You're an asshole. So, when's this big fancy deadline?
Tomorrow, 8 a.m., Cheryl's desk, no later. My publisher. I think this might be it. The magnum opus.
I can be the judge of that. Might make this visit somewhat worthwhile.
Ooh, this will be just as exciting for me. Can't even remember what I wrote.
That's all right.
Prepare for greatness. Wait, Act 3. No, wait, no. fuck, shit, fuck, cock, balls!
Don't tell me it fell victim to last night's booze-induced vandalism.
Fucking look at it!
Well, it's got a few cosmetic issues. Smudges here and there. Or some water damage.
Just keep going!
Oh. No, you must have knocked over the candle and burnt the last few pages in your sleep. Oh, I was just providing some exposition. You writers love that shit.
Oh my God, okay, I have a huge problem. I'm sorry for all those times I called you a cunt for saying I have a huge problem, because you're right. I have a huge problem. I had it, now it's gone. I'm fucked.
What's with all the melodrama? Why don't you just call Cheryl and tell her you need some more time?
I can't! Ellis, look, these past few months, the worst blockage I've ever experienced. Writer's blockage, you petulant child! Look, I really tried, I really did, but it wasn't coming fast enough and she was rushing me, so I tried to pull the Hemingway by turning to the alcohol, and now, if I don't meet that deadline, I'm fired. Oh.
Well, you just need to solve it again.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, it's a whodunit, right? And you're only missing the last few pages. You just need to channel your best Agatha Christie and solve it again.
Oh, don't you have like a nappy change to get to?
I just found out that my little brother might be getting fired in, well, 15 hours.
Oh!
I think that can wait.
Okay, fine. Help me move this. In the jagged rubble seas below, hardened in their greyish overtones, you can see the occasional vegetation flutter in the wind like dry algae. The monotone murk washes across the peripheral landscape ad infinitum, reaching the curved horizon. Stranded at sea above sea!
Okay, this is all very beautiful, but in the interest of time, shall we skip forward a bit? Brilliant. 0 foreplay. Okay. What do we know?
2002. We're in Switzerland, miles outside Geneva, at the Chateau de la Motte, a high-end bed and breakfast. The owner, Albert Lionel Gordon, 61, retired museum consult, ex-Londoner, mega rich. This was his retirement project. So, his personal residence is disconnected from the main house over here. Parking lot, gardens, the rooms scattered across here. The estate ground is covered in grass, pebbles over here, and just this tiny little paved bit over there. This is his study, from which he fell 2 stories onto the statue below. The room shows clear evidence of a struggle. Early interviews. There was a scream heard just before 11. Can't really trust that as a time of death though. Harsh, inconsistent winds throughout the night might have drowned out his fall. Call came in right after the scream.
Security cameras.
Conveniently none written in. Sorry. Guy was a bit of a technophobe and a hermit. Ran the place on his own, with cleaners coming in every 2 weeks. CCTV down the only road leading out of here attests that no one left or entered the premises at any point last night. And there were only 4 guests staying the night. Anyways, we got 2 leads. First of all, allow me to introduce you to the technique of the mystery story by, are you ready for this? J. Berg Assenwine.
Eisenwine.
Oh, that's just German for ass and wine. Anyways, listen, whodunits are ridiculously formulaic. Every single one, from Knives Out to Scooby-Doo, follows the exact same structure. And this whodunit Bible holds the key to it all. I've been using it the whole time whilst writing this thing, so probably a good thing to refer back to.
Keep that trump card at hand then. What's the second clue?
Wow, so the killer had to get from the main house over to Gordon's residence and back, but the gardens were lit up at all times during the night. So they had to find a sneakier way around. Remember what I said about the pebbles? A trail of footprints leading from this side entrance to Gordon's residence over there. We've only got a partial. They were on their tiptoes to avoid identification. That's not the weirdest bit. The depth of the prints estimates this person to be 18.5 stone. And the left footprints are slightly deeper than the ones on the right.
So we're looking for a limping giant. That's useful. Who are these guys?
Ah! The usual suspects. You haven't been properly introduced. Ellis Baum, B. Croft, travel and culture correspondent at The Guardian.
Baum. Okay. Is that German or Jewish American?
Bavarian, that side.
Do you go back often?
Never been.
Quite the globetrotter. Very generous, ridiculously enthusiastic, helpful to a fault, and basically a walking geographic encyclopedia.
You're missing out. Like, Munich is just up there with one of the top artistic hubs of mainland Europe. Kandinsky and Franz Marx de Blau writer has just done more for modernism than the West is ready to admit.
The blue ones?
Rider. Yeah. It's a clear-cut allegory to theosophy. Theosophy, yeah. Okay. So it's the belief that all the world's religions are united. Now Mark believed that unity to be a colour, specifically the colour blue. And if you want to be a real conspiracy about it, rumour has it, big guy upstairs just killed him off during the Great War because he was dipping his brush into the palette of the gods. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm not a crazy person.
Very enthusiastic.
Bam! Deutschland. Tree. Tree of life. You're a force to be reckoned with, brother.
Who's the philosopher?
Aidan Calder, painter, musician, sculptor, and avid practitioner of one of the world's most underappreciated disciplines, unemployment.
They have these, peanuts in the lobby, and I've bagged all of them.
Prose, very generous, and has a quote-unquote chill vibe. Cons, extremely lazy and easily distracted.
No, I'm serious. Check my pockets. Feel that? Peanuts. Feel that? More peanuts. They're covered in, something I don't know what, but it's making my mouth feel good. Peanut, my brother?
And for once, that word was used literally. Tom Calder, Aidan's brother, and by definition, sugar sibling.
Take it easy on the peanuts, will you, Aiden? How many times do I have to tell you this? They're not free. So guess whose tab it lands on? Hey, Baum, how many Germans does it take to change a light bulb?
Well, I'm not even German.
Just one, because they're incredibly efficient and have no sense of humour.
Oh, you're gonna like this. Commercial airline pilot for KLM, ex-RAF.
You're ex-Air Force.
16th Surveillance Squadron, 2 tours.
Oh, intelligence corps, 75th Battalion, 2 years, never deployed. So, how does that 747 happen?
Makes me miss the T2.
Oh, I love that you work that in. Does he have any flaws?
So he basically lives out of his suitcase, carries it with him everywhere that he goes, and no, you don't get used to that kind of noise after a while.
I reckon I could beat you up.
Oh, and has a massive superiority complex.
Gentlemen, I have been patient, but the testosterone in this room is reaching critical levels. And you'll need to dial it down a bit by kindly shutting up.
Rita Spear, daughter of the late Catherine and Jonathan Spear, textile moguls. Hobby horticulturalist and stay-at-home housewife. Her husband having taken over the tedious family business. Wow, still not good at writing female characters.
Hello.
Right. Barn, was it? Before making assumptions about your reflection there, Mr. Barn, let me preempt you with this.
Whenever has that been a deterrent?
Okay, firstly, don't do that. That's screaming. And secondly, don't think I haven't noticed yours. Must be one lucky lady.
Oh, don't worry about her. She's from another world.
Right, can you stop hitting on the characters, please?
I like her.
Yeah, I bet you do. You also didn't let me finish talking about her. Rita?
When men piss me off, I have the slight tendency to clobber them over the head with a wine bottle.
Noted.
All right, well, that was fun, wasn't it? Any suspicions? Oh, don't do that. Right, anyways, jumping ahead till next morning. You know, the usual business. People complaining, they're being detained.
Detectives, I'm supposed to be on a flight from Geneva to Turin. Now, there's 200 people on that flight relying on me. Do not make me disappoint them.
Eventually put in their place by the detective.
No one left the premises last night. No one else works here, and there are only 4 guests to account for. I'll let you figure out the rest for yourself.
Some promise about the sooner they cooperate, the sooner they can leave. And moving on to the statements.
I arrived here around 6. I landed in Geneva earlier in the day. I got buzzed in at the gates and the keys were ready to pick up in the lobby, but not a soul in sight. It was really odd. I stayed in my room until 8, then stayed in the lounge for the rest of the evening. In fact, we all did. Yeah, we all stayed in there until 10ish. Then I went to my room to sleep until, well, you know.
You all stayed in the lounge between 8 and 10 p.m. Is this true? Well, you barely know each other. Why would you do that?
Because this place is creepy.
As far as the house is concerned, it's beautiful. Like the neo-Gothic exterior and art, the hanging gardens is breathtaking. The upkeep of the bedrooms. Let's just say the less time spent in there, the better.
Then why stay here at all?
Because it's still a beautiful house with just a rich history.
It was the only place available. I mean, do you know how hard it is to find a hotel this time of year?
It's peaceful and remote. I miss the outdoors.
Yeah, the fresh mountain air and the rich alpine surroundings. It really helps to squeeze out the creative juices in your head, you know?
Anyways, moving on to the person that found the body.
I would say a scream is quite an appropriate reaction to finding an impaled pensioner. But anyways, I need to get away from home for a few days. Rode around central Geneva for a bit, picked up the keys around 6:30, and once everyone went to bed, I couldn't sleep, so I went for a walk and, well...
What about you, Mr. Calder? Not you, the other one. Yes, you. I understand that you and your brother flew in from Eindhoven at 11:45 yesterday morning. I mean, I get that he's working, but why are you here?
Family holiday, innit? Tired of London. Besides, I recently come into possession of some funds. So now I can finally keep up with this guy, Mr. Big Shot Pilot over here. We got here bright and early for 5:30, because you know what they say, the early bird gets the best room. And the rest, well, that's just history. May he rest in peace.
You said that you all stayed in this very room between 8 and 10 p.m. Can you summarise what happened in that 2-hour time frame?
Oh, yeah.
Yes! It's table tennis.
Do you mind? Just trying to get away from all the pinging and the ponging and the pinging again.
I saw you earlier. You flew from London. You sat a few rows ahead.
Whoa.
I've never been a grafter. Leave that to the boys, I say, but I've always admired people like you. So intensely passionate, even writing on that little table even during landing. No amount of overtime ever would allow me to do that.
No, sensibly our contemporary is undergoing renovations and well, I'm covering it. Fun facts.
You love your little tidbits, don't you?
Yes, they're to die for.
I'm sure. First time in Geneva?
No, second. I covered the closing in the Antiques Gallery a couple of months ago.
Oh, pause it there, sorry, pause it just 1 second. Fun fact, by the way, for you all, this scene right here passes the Bechdel test.
Are you really trying to... Felix, what page are we on?
Carry on.
Where's the best place you've got to see because of New York?
Mainland China. Yeah, there's this national park in the Yuan district, and it's got these colossal spires, hundreds of feet tall, all overgrown with flora. You feel like you're on another planet. You just feel so small. I've done like, some work on archaeology. I'm just trying to get back there and the story allows.
Get it! That's not fair! Oh, what is this? It's all to play against lefties.
Have I not seen you somewhere before?
In the douchebag monthly, perhaps?
Ooh, close, but no. No, you've probably seen this Moneymaker on the In-Flight magazine, starring me as your sexy ginger second officer, Tom Calum. Noted. Tom Calum. Airline pilot, under 23's regional fencing champion, and this just in, Swiss Grand Slam winner.
Gosh, why don't you list all your accomplishments for us to enjoy?
Hey, that's an idea. Well, let's see. Royal Air Force, 16th Squadron alumni. Now, average B's, GCSE. I went to a chess club a few times. Made a bin with a paper ball from really far away once. And an amateur magician.
Let's see a trick.
Well, you see, the guiding principle of magic is misdirection. What the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes, never realizing that it's looking the wrong place.
How well is that?
Made up? Yes, it is. And I take all the credit.
I was going to say German. What?
Foster care. I mean, what else are you supposed to do when you don't know your own surname? I think we were like 13 and 15, but I just let him pick.
Sorry.
That's fine. Barely knew either of them. She passed when we were young. File got misplaced at some point. And well, he's probably in the Caribbean somewhere, sipping on a Bahama Mama or something like that.
I never knew mine either. Dad, I mean, my mum, she stepped up. I'll never be able to thank her enough for that. And she worked at the National Gallery. She's the reason why I got into all of this. God, just at least I had her, you know? I can't imagine what it must have been like to grow up with no one.
There's a bottle of something out in the lobby. I don't know what, but it has a percentage sign and some numbers on it. So I'm deducing it's the good stuff. My treat.
That is a 1928 Remy Martin Jeroboam, and it costs nearly $500,000. Can you stop splashing your newfound wealth around like you're just going to do what you want, aren't you? Has anyone got a painkiller? Because for some inexplicable reason, my headache is back.
Here.
Thanks.
Oh, as entertaining as that would be, Demerol and alcohol are a surefire ticket to an OD.
Demerol. Jesus, that's strong stuff. What do you need that for?
None of your business.
Well, I'm about to take it, so it's a little bit my business.
You'll be fine.
Okay. Aidan! What's going on out there? I swear, if you break it...
Life update. Ugh. I still can't read what it says, but I've accepted that fact. Now, Swiss headache juice, anybody?
Just to remind you. Just to remind you. Checkout is at 9. No later. Turn off the lights when you're done.
No, I'm probably thinking of someone else.
Is that guy the owner? I mean, the guy just looks like he saw a ghost.
He must be allergic to human contact. No check-in whatsoever, buzzing at the gate, but he must hate people.
Ditto. Yeah. He had a cool walking stick though.
I don't think that was a walking stick.
Let's just call it what it is. A rich man, no social skills, who looks down on the people around him. That's the impression I got.
I don't think people in glass houses should throw stones.
What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, at least I don't have any ego the size of the fucking Alps.
And at least I'm not hooked on Demerol. You see, it's not a painkiller, it's an opioid, which means you can't even take it on a plane. So instead of criticising everybody else, why don't you focus on your own affairs? Because I don't know why you're on that stuff, or why you're in another country without your hubby. But I can't imagine it's being pretty now.
Go fuck yourself!
Alright, so none of them can verify their whereabouts after this point. So, shall we just go to his study, maybe? Alright, come on. That's alright, leave them. It's not like they can go anywhere. Come on.
What was that back there?
What do you mean?
I mean, Aiden and Tom. They're obviously meant to be us. They're 2 years apart, they have a Germanic class name, and one has a stable career, while the other's the artistic screw-up.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you finally admit it.
That's not what I meant. It's just obvious that's what you think our relationship is.
Okay, so it's maybe like inspired by a true story. Look, I'm sorry for stereotyping our brotherhood, but obviously I think we're more than that.
And he's such a dick. Tom, I mean, that whole last scene, is that really how you see it?
He's not a dick. He stands up for himself, and he won't take any shit. I mean, those are attributes I wish I had.
But at the end of the day, I'm watching it and I'm thinking, this guy's such an asshole. So what does that say about me?
I don't know. Sorry.
It's fine. 10 hours left, okay. What are we looking for?
Well, we'll know when we find it. What does your gut tell you?
Still Rita, she's suspicious, and that noise thing, and the deceased. When he entered the room, he saw something. Something spooked him.
Or someone. Think about it. That's the first time he would have seen any of them that day, which means I think he recognized one of them. Let's see, what do we have here? Whoa! Calum 37. My God, that's nearly as old as you. Oh, smells like it too. Woohoo! Oh, is that a checkbook? My God, boomer alert.
What else do we know about this guy?
Wait, hold on. Let me get his character bio up. Here we go. A grumpy grouch, ceaselessly rude, lacking in manners, history buff. Ooh, a bit of a cat. Apparently was a bit of a ladies' man back in the day.
Well, a spurned spouse, perhaps? Oh, but no, they're all far too young. Next season 2.
Oh my God, look. He's got files on all of them. Must be some sort of like booking system or something. Jesus. Address, name, mother's maiden name.
Launch 227 Digital Archive. Shiny Density Sword. 5th century. I've acquired this in 1994. So you can see by the patterns of the blade. Well, that's lovely.
Oh yeah, sorry, forgot to mention, made his money through antiques. Used to own a gallery in Geneva, closed 2 months ago, some expensive items resold and some transferred here.
Possible motive. Possible motive. Wait. Gallery in Geneva? Chinese antiques?
I covered the closing antiques gallery 2 months ago. I've done some work on Java archaeology.
Yes? Yes. Yes. No. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. No, no. No. Hey, mate, you're right to come in and fly some planes today. No, sorry, I can't. I'm stuck on Swiss soil by Interpol in an international homicide investigation. All right. It's just that we're a bit short-staffed today. Prick. It leaves a lot to the imagination.
Let's see it. Very modern. Painter's block.
No, it's this new thing he's trying.
Or rather not trying. You see, everything we try comes from invention rather than creative inspiration. So, I'm not going to try anything. And if something wants to happen, it will.
An art gallery somewhere would eat that up. Who am I to judge? I wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for people like you. Like people with visions that do things that others make roll their eyes. You need a certain kind of personality for that.
No, you don't. You just got to be. Can I take a look? Yeah. I mean, you're already doing it.
Guys, we are literally at a B&B. It's so easy to get a room, okay?
I never asked. What was it like being the older brother in your situation? No parents in sight. I can imagine it being a lot of responsibility.
It was tough, but it made us stronger. You see, orphanages are horrible places to live. They're like Shawshank Redemption personified. Especially this one place, St. Agatha's in London. He barely remembers it, thank God. They had. But I believe that there is justice in the world, and it brings me comfort knowing that Sister Marianne and her entourage of twat-faced nuns will soon enough burn in the deepest circles of hell.
Well, for me, it was everything that my mum had to go through. She was abandoned. You know, no one had her back. But why should people get away with hurting others?
They shouldn't.
Apologies for crashing your little arts and crafts soiree. I shall get straight to the point. Miss Croft, do you know the victim from previous?
I don't believe so, no.
Have another go. Does the name Trésors de Lyon ring a bell?
Shit. I thought I recognised him when he came into the lounge for a split second. But then I thought I recognised Tom as well, so I just dismissed it.
Trésors was Mr. Gordon's art gallery in Geneva.
Until it closed 2 months ago. It had one of the largest collections of pre-medieval artefacts, like Byzantine, Turk, Sui and Tang Chinese dynasties. That's my area. Now the owner, he was coming under some international flack for not giving the collection back to galleries or museums or countries of origin. The Guardian took interest and they wanted to do an interview. Apparently, he specifically asked for me.
Did that piss you off? This rich guy hoarding all this cool stuff for himself? Was this all a big Robin Hood operation to give history back to the people?
No, of course not. I know what this sounds like and I know what you're going to say.
Oh, but this is all a massive coincidence. Physically possible, but highly unlikely. What do you remember about that meeting?
Fancy office. Bad first impression. He was late. Like, was screaming at some guy in his office, like his secretary or something. And I went in with some hard-hitting questions. He knew his stuff. Like, we had this mutual understanding, and then he addressed our concerns. Like, upon his death, he's going to leave the whole collection to the Swiss Heritage Trust.
Speaking of articles, you mentioned that you're covering the renovations of the Centre des Arts Contemporaires, an art gallery in Geneva, but you are a travel and culture correspondent there, yes? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense for the Guardian to send your colleague, Melina Vargas, who is specifically an arts correspondent? I mean, come to think of it, I believe she's already published something on the matter. 2 days ago. When's yours being published?
I don't know. It's a longer piece, and as you can tell, I've been a little bit preoccupied. It might not even get published in the end. The cutting floor is a harsh beast.
Tom! Oh, do you mind if I call you just Tom? Sorry, it's just a bit counterproductive saying Mr. Calder, as both of you tend to turn around. Do you fly to Switzerland often, Mr. Tom?
Well, I am a pilot, so it's in the card. But you're the detective, so why don't you tell me, do I fly to Switzerland often?
Well, not according to the flight records you don't, but that's not the only way people in your line of work tend to get around, is it? Oh, shoot, there's a name for it. It's when you're not on active duty and you can just sneak onto a plane and you just fly somewhere. What's it called again?
Deadheading.
That's the one! Oh, here's the problem with deadheading though. It only shows up on flight reports, not on flight records, which then require a warrant to access. So, which is the reason why we were hoping for your sincerest cooperation, to hasten the process.
Well, quite frankly, I'm a bit fucked off that I'm being made prime suspect number 1 here. Especially given all that suspicious behaviour, B. No offence.
None taken.
And is anyone keeping tabs on her? Rita, we've got a drug-fiend housewife running around roofing people with Class A narcotics. I was feeling very woozy last night after a little act of kindness. I hope you're going to give her the same level of attention you've given us.
Detectives, I've got to mention last night after we all went off around 10, I heard a noise coming from the garden and it wasn't good.
Wait, that's from the direction of Mr. Gordon's residence. What kind of noise?
It was sudden and piercing. It went away quickly. It was hard to describe. It was kind of like a grating sound.
Did anyone else hear this noise?
No, I don't recall.
Don't think so.
Okay, well, I just think that.
Felix, what's going on?
1 second. There. Oh, yes, sorry, yes, that explains it. Sorry, that's it. The rest is completely burnt, as you can see. So that's what we're working with. Any thoughts?
Textbook deflection from Tom earlier. And that noise thing. It's as I know the winds are a little bit inconsistent, but it's a little convenient that B could hear that, but not a man falling 2 stories. Could she have made it up in order to avert suspicion and seem as if she were cooperating?
Well, the study window and the statue are facing away from the main house and the gardens, hence drowned out by the wind. So if the noise thing did happen, it would have to happen somewhere on this side, which might explain why some of them heard it and some of them didn't. I mean, B's room faces towards the garden, so she heard it. Aiden's room faces away from the garden. He couldn't have heard it. Tom was tripping on the Demerol, so that explains that. Rita's the decider.
I think it's time for that lifeline. Check what those bookmarks are for.
Let's see. Oh, I've highlighted something. The field of fiction is as a salted mine. What is searched for is found, and the detective triumphantly ferrets out the infinitesimal. Infinitesimal clues that have been most carefully put in place by the author. Physical clues. There is a fascination about the solving of a big murder mystery by a bit of a broken cuff or the tracing of a professional burglar by a speck of cigarette ash. The author provides these tiny clues necessary for his hero's microscope work. So we're looking for something small. Fantastic. We only got, oh my god, 8 hours left. Oh.
No time to lose faith now. Come on. Go get us those bottles.
Oh, I'm sorry. What happened to you have a problem?
Well, these are extraordinary circumstances. It's going to be a long night.
Well, I suppose it's happy hour somewhere.
Yes, here. Come on, let's get to work.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'm starting to see it now. Aiden and Tom, they're literally us. Tom's the forever caretaker, forced to clean up after Aiden's messes, and Aiden, well, he's just in his own little world, just completely oblivious. Oh, I'm Aiden, I don't know what's going on. Ooh. It's fucking embarrassing, man.
You know what? I'm sorry. Can we just call it? No. Say the cop out sob story, okay? This is a massive wake-up call. And you can deal with that tomorrow as you wish. But we are getting this shit done today.
Wait. Your BTEC motivational speech made me zone out. But I just noticed Tom's sick trick pulls all the attention, and then meanwhile, what's Rita doing?
Oh, let's see this from a different angle. Oh, that's cool. Well, what's all this then?
Well, looks like Rita's got some explaining to do. All right, time for the rewrites.
Oh, fuck me, this is awkward. Do something.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Peanut?
Oh, come on, Rita, please, just give me something here. Oh, okay, all right, Aiden, listen to me, buddy. She's not going to give you anything, so I need you to step your game up. I need you to say something of actual substance for once in your life. Do you think you can do that?
It's an acquired taste.
Oh, fuck.
What is?
My brother? yeah. He's tough, like a stern giraffe. And he has very little time for other people's crap. Also like a stern giraffe. And he's ridiculously tall. Hence the struggle for another metaphor. He throws one off. Anyway. There's a reason he is the way he is. He had to protect us when no one else would. You know, he doesn't think I remember St. Agatha's, but I do, a bit. You don't fight monsters with manners. So,
The apple fell far from the tree. You're nothing like her.
Yin and yang, sister. You better have some of this and some of that. No one's perfect. You know, he's tough, but mean, and I'm nice, but
Stupid?
maybe.
What have you got there? Oh.
There's nothing on it, is there? I have achieved nothing. I know I'm a failed artist. No, I never sold a work in my life. But I'm okay with that. Because I like what I do. Nature, the cosmos, at your fingertips. It's the best job in the world. It's just the sparing my feelings part. It's just their pity is just starting to become unbearable.
For me, it's the outdoors. My sanctuary. My parents, they used to take me bird watching, picking mushrooms. I used to have this book that would teach me which mushrooms were safe to cook. James, my husband, well, he does very well for himself, and so for the longest time I just stayed indoors. But that stopped feeling fulfilling after a while, so I took up horticulture. You can see your brain overheating. Let me translate. Plants, growing stuff.
Yeah.
Any excuse to be close to nature, and I suppose my parents too.
Oh, hey, it's your cue. It's your cue.
Oh, God.
Detective, where's your friend?
Oh, he's writing the police report. Mrs. Spear, we are very much on the clock here. We have precisely 4 hours left before Swiss police take the case off our hands. So, I shall get straight to the point. You burnt this with a candlestick in the lounge. Proceed to explain yourself.
It was a letter from my husband. Its contents sensitive and unshareable.
Tell me what was in that letter now.
Are you trying to bad copy right now? It's not working.
This is physical evidence. It is not conclusive, but it still stirs the suspicion in your direction. We can help you, but only if you cooperate. What was in this letter? What's the Demerol for?
The Demerol's not for anything. It just has antidepressant qualities in it. I take it from time to time. You know, how are you meant to sustain a meaningful relationship with someone that you only see an hour a day, and during that hour they are tired from work, so you never, ever do anything together? You become strangers, bound by a piece of metal. That letter was from my husband, checking up on me. I didn't know what to reply.
Alice, you okay?
Alice!
Oh yes, I'm all good. Thank you for that account, Mrs. Spear. That was very, yes, thank you. Mr. Raven, a word, if I may. I understand that you left the lounge at some point yesterday to purchase a bottle of 1928 Remy Martini. Did you get up to anything else during this short journey? Anything nefarious I should know about?
I'm being investigated. How thrilling! Well, if you count taking in one's newfound architectural surroundings as nefarious, lock me up!
Wait, hold on. Go back to the bit about the brandy. Well, didn't Tom say it was like mad expensive? Oh, yeah, cost nearly $500,000. And Aidan specifically said, my treat! I mean, how could he, out of all people, afford that? He said he was a failed artist who never sold a work in his life. Can you stop splashing your newfound wealth around? That's what Tom said to him. Aidan, hello? Are you getting your money from somewhere?
You guys are good. Yes, I am. But don't ask me why, for I do not know. 3 anonymous checks over the past 2 months. Buttload of dosh. Reckon it's a tax rebate.
Have you ever paid tax, Mr. A?
No, what?
Did you not think it may have been a mistake? That someone might be missing that money?
You just sound like my brother. Look, if it happens once, I'll leave it. If it happens 3 times, I'm yoinking it. This money has been life-changing. And besides, I'm putting it to good use. And here's the loophole the HMRC don't want you to know about. If you spend it, they can't legally ask for it back.
I don't think that's true. Oh no. God, what? Mrs. Spear, did you hear a noise after 10 p.m. yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Well, that explains it then. I mean, Rita's room faces towards the garden, which means that the noise definitely happened.
There was a checkbook in Gordon's study. Was he paying Aidan? Is Aidan secretly an evil genius? Oh, fuck. 3 hours left. Come on, let's recap. Come on. Okay. So, the killer escaped sometime after 10, pushed Gordon out of the window, and came back the same way, as indicated by the footprints. There was also a noise at some point.
I don't think any of them are being honest about why they are really here. I mean, take Tom, for instance. He's cagey about those flight records. He's hyper-defensive and he's flinging accusations all over the place. Aidan is potentially too dumb to be true, and he's got money riding on this. Rita, I mean, her letter thing is shady. It's not 1943. Why doesn't her husband just call her? And B, oh my God, Gordon's will leaves his entire estate to the Swiss Heritage Trust. She gets exactly what she wanted.
I think it's that fucking noise, you know. Look, is it possible that when the killer fled, they panicked and dropped something on the concrete?
Oh, shit! Okay. I always wondered what that feeling would feel like, you know, when it like all, you know, just clicks in your head. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay, I think I know who did it. I just don't know the how or the why yet. Can we go back to the study?
What does Alison White say about this?
In the intricate web of the murder mystery, seemingly innocuous details of incredible bravado often lurk in plain sight, waiting patiently to unveil their significance. In the form of an obvious motif or a noticeable object, they hold the key to our puzzle. Something in plain sight. Ooh.
Shiny identity sword.
Okay, alright, I know the how. Oh, you genius! And I know the why. Okay, let's get them back in. Thank you all for seeing us on such a short notice. I'm pleased to say we finally caught the person responsible. Woo! Or should I perhaps say persons? I'm just kidding, it is just the one. Got you though. Anyways, look at this. McCallum 37. Oh, you know what they say, if it's old, it's good. I mean, he can no longer enjoy it. It would be such a shame to let this go to waste.
Detectives, I'm sure we all have a catch-up, but it's 7 in the morning. And I'm sure some of us would rather be somewhere else. So if you don't mind...
As a matter of fact, we do mind, Mr. Tom.
There is a German theorist named J. Berg Assenwein, and he famously said that the majority of detective work is founded upon seeming coincidences. They must be made so plausible, so increasingly inevitable, that they shall appear as such. But believe me, coincidences, they are not. Speaking of coincidence, you're all from London, right? Well, let me just consult my notes here for a second. Yes, B and Rita both said that they flew in from London, and the Calder brothers are on a family holiday in it because they were tired of London.
Isn't that neat? Who else was from there again? Oh, yes, Albert Lionel Gordon, 61, retired museum consults, ex-London.
What's more, you are all roughly the same age. Early to late 20s. Isn't that neat? I mean, he was 61, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal until we consider what we had previously falsely assumed was his booking system. I mean, let's take a look here, shall we? I mean, name, address, mother's maiden name. That's a bit strange, isn't it? When you normally book a hotel, do they tend to ask you for your mother's maiden name?
He was a bit of a cad, quite the ladies' man in his time. You all would have been in your late 30s when you were born, chasing tail in the city they were born.
This was in fact not a booking system at all. This was his way of keeping tabs on his own estranged children.
Bee's mother worked for the National Gallery. Her and Gordon were co-workers. And Rita's letter, it wasn't from her husband, it was from Gordon. Turns out Catherine and Jonathan were only her adoptive parents. In fact, none of you came here out of your own volition. You were all summoned here by your father.
Oh, tiny correction there, actually. They thought they were. But he didn't send those letters, did he? One of you did. This whole thing has been nothing but a revenge plot designed to punish a horrible parent. And the rest of you were just invited to muddy the waters and create some confusion. So let's take it from the beginning. The initial scheme was brilliant, by the way. The person knew Gordon very well and knew exactly what to target.
He was into his scotch. What was it Rita said? Demerol and alcohol is a surefire ticket to an OD.
Oh, smells like death. That is literally what I said. The killer had, of course, nicked some of Rita's pills, poisoned Gordon's scotch with it, thus implicating her. But then something, for whatever reason, went wrong, and they had to resort to plan B. And the scotch, well, it's just been sitting on Gordon's desk ever since. Are you trying to kill us? Okay, everybody calm down, okay? Let's just take a moment. Nobody's going to die. If you had all been paying attention, you would have noticed that right before pouring all of your drinks, I switched Gordon's scotch to this. Aiden's favorite bevy. The 1928 Remy Martin in the lobby. Cracking stuff, by the way. Apologies for the charades. Don't worry, the scotch is still here, safely away from human ingestion. But just like the rest of you, the killer couldn't have possibly seen me switch those two bottles. Which means that, unless they're like really, really stupid, they only would have pretended to be drinking.
That is cold. Watching your brother drinking the poison you planted, knowing you could stop it at any moment. Well, I guess that would be giving everything up, wouldn't it?
I mean, the big important question to ask is, of course, if you're all his children, which one of you has reason, let me rephrase that, the most reason to hate him?
Orphanages are horrible places. Shawshank Redemption personified.
I'm sorry. No one should have to grow up that young. Remind us again, Tom, what was it that you said when Miss Croft asked you, why should people get away with hurting others?
They should Freudian slip, flawlessly executed. Now, for the Demerol. You see, if you look up the side effects of Demerol, it's nothing like the experience you previously described. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You see, the side effects of Demerol can lead to sweating, hyperactivity, or heart palpitations. A far cry from drowsiness. How could you so grossly misidentify your own symptoms, unless, of course, you made them up, because you never actually experienced them?
During your background research to find these guys over here, you stumbled upon something. You stumbled upon Rita's prescriptions for opioid antidepressants. You then learned of Demerol's toxic qualities when mixed with alcohol, and you found yourself the perfect fall guy. And then, all you needed to do was fake a bit of a headache, bring the pills into play, and then a bit of magic. Something that you're intimately familiar with, as I recall. Let's see, what did you say again? Oh yes, the founding principle of magic is misdirection.
Hey Aiden! What's going on in there? I swear, if you break it... Amateur magician, my ass. He got the Demerol to do with as he wishes.
And who says blue collars lack imagination, hey? But that's all this is. Imagination. A story with no actual proof to prove anything.
Wait, my interview with Gordon.
Perhaps he was curious to see what kind of person you became.
Wait, when I first saw you, I asked, have I not seen you somewhere before? Then I dismissed it just like I did with Gordon. I shouldn't have. Because I have seen you somewhere before 2 months ago.
Gordon was screaming at some guy in his office, a secretary or something.
It was in fact not a secretary or something. Your father was screaming at a man who, after months of resentful research, finally managed to track down the source of all his pain. You let him have it, didn't you? But he blew right back up in your face. He wanted nothing to do with you. And that wasn't even all of it.
3 anonymous checks over the past 2 months, a buttload of dosh. He started sending your brother money just to fuck with you. But then you realised, if there's you two, then there could be others. And so, you decided to teach him a lesson. You track down B and Rita and invite them here. And this whole family holiday idea, this was your brother's idea, wasn't it, eh?
When Gordon came to the lounge yesterday, he recognized every single one of you. I'm guessing that Tom probably booked you guys in under fake names, and since he didn't make any contact with you prior, that would have been the first time he saw you that day. And for a guy like him, all his spawn gathered in one place, that's a scenario from hell. So he retreated to his office, and you went after him with the pills in your pocket. Allow us to demonstrate. You be Tom, I'll be Gordon?
Sure.
Okay. I'm an old miserable man who hates my children.
I'm going to poison you, father.
Oh, is that you, son? I can't quite hear you, but I still hate you. Wait! Right there. I don't know what he said to you, but you just saw red. And you forgot all about the plan, didn't you? I trust you're all familiar with the concept of Chekhov's gun. A gun that appears must eventually be fired. Well, allow me to introduce you to Chekhov's sword.
Shiny density sword.
You realised poison wasn't going to be enough. You needed something more dramatic. And then you noticed the crown jewel of his collection sheathed away on his belt holster.
Oh!
Turns out, it wasn't a walking stick.
But you couldn't just leave him there like that with an obvious stab wound through his abdomen. No, you needed to improvise. The spire went straight through his stomach, perfectly masking the stab wound. But then the panic kicked in, didn't it? You forgot all about the poisoned scotch, and you were too scared to leave the sword. You wanted to get it out of there and hide it. Somehow. Miss Croft, could you remind us, how did you describe that noise again, coming from the gardens last night?
A grating sound.
Where have we heard a noise like that before? Something annoying.
Something physical? Maybe something that someone carries with themselves wherever they go. Oh, does that vaguely sound familiar? That's because the noise you all heard was in fact a very weighty suitcase being dragged along the pavement outside of Gordon's residence.
Realising he was making too much noise, Tom picked up the suitcase. And then, for the trail of footprints. They were estimated to be around 18.5 stone. I mean, that checks out. Tom could be about 14 stone, and a suitcase with a piece of metal in it is easily 4.5.
And when the two of you were playing ping pong together, Aidan literally said it's really difficult to play against lefties. Carrying more weight on your dominant left side would have made your left footprints deeper.
Tom, we are going to need you to open your suitcase for us, please.
Ah! It is a man's world, baby! And it is incredible what a man can do with a little bit of charm in this world. But still, you don't move on from trauma. You see, it forever clouds you like an indistinguishable fury. And Dad was completely and willfully ignorant of the harm he'd caused. No remorse. How can I remain composed? So don't you dare judge me for what none of you had the strength to do. Because if you were in my shoes, then well, you would have done the exact same thing. But I don't want to put a dampener on the mood, so here's one final joke. What do you get when you push a homicidal orphan to his limits? Any takers?
He said he was offensive, didn't he? I don't think you guys thought this through.
Sorry, Rita, the answer I was looking for is killed. You get killed.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, I definitely shouldn't be holding on to this.
Holy shit! You did it! I mean, you actually did it! With less than an hour to spare! What's your publisher called?
Cheryl?
Cheryl! You can shove that P45 where the sun don't shine!
What's up? No, sorry, it's just, I mean, I kind of made you the murderer, Ellis. I mean, that feels a bit like a statement. I don't know. I call you a dick, I bicker, I make fun of your job. I don't know. I feel like I've been maybe villainizing you a little bit.
You didn't think very highly of me, and I didn't think very highly of you. Shit, we knew that. But tonight was good. You know? I mean, despite all the insanity, there'll be more time. Okay? But that can wait. You're going to be late. Get your shit together.
Oh shit, okay, I still need to write the epilogue. It's fine, I'll do it in the cab.
Oh. Okay. I just thought that we would, yeah. Don't worry, I'll help him home and get to sleep, shall I? Usually impossible in that household, but, well, I guess there's an advantage to having the place to oneself.
Wait, what do you mean have the... You were so adamant at helping me out last night. I mean, you have a wife and kids at home, and yet you were in no hurry to go home. You kept changing the subject whenever I brought them up. What's going on, Ellis?
Tess is at her parents'. May and Henry are with her. It's not permanent, I hope. Just need some more time. What's that phrase? Life imitates art.
Rita, of course.
Just when we were doing that scene, it just brought it all back. Yeah. Word for word. I mean, I'm at work all the time. And they're already asleep by the time I get in. I am trying, Felix. Fucking hell, I am trying, but it's hard. Yeah. I was going to tell you over dinner, and then tonight happened, and it never really came up. Coincidence, isn't it? Waiting to reach out until I'm already down in the ruts.
No. Oh, how did I... You want to know the funniest part about all of this? After reading this shit, I might still get the boot today, I think. And I think the only reason I went through all this was because, I don't know, this felt like old times. Now, isn't that ironic? You know, both of us lying and scheming and coming up with clever ploys that'll force the other person to hang out with us. Whereas if we just talked to one another, I'm sure there's a lesson embedded there somewhere. They'll come back. I'm sure of it. Now, let's do a hug.
That's not something you normally announce.
Oh, I love you, brother mine. We are standing way too close. Don't worry, I know you won't say it back, so instead, you can show you my appreciation by driving me to Cheryl's office.
I can do that. Come on, you're gonna be late. Let's go. What are you doing?
Don't worry about it. Let's go.
What you have done to me, the damage is much deeper than you'll ever see. Hit me like a hammer to my head. I wonder were you pushed or were you led? Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing to me? Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing to me?